Alec White, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, how would you sum up the second half tonight?
No, we could not stop them. Obviously, they shot 73% from the field. They were 19 of 26, 4 for 5 from the field, and we have a tough time matching up with them. We really do. It's the game doesn't feel like it because the first half obviously was back and forth, and we didn't play well at the start of the second half, but for about 24 minutes, it was kind of UCLA, Arizona even, and but their offense just overwhelmed our defense. And wish I had more of an answer, but their personnel and Jaime Jaquez is really a tough matchup for our team. And I thought Jaime's second half was terrific.
You came out with a different lineup to start the second half. What was the thought process behind that one?
We did.
Yeah, you did. You had, I think Dalen started over Ben to start the second half, and then no, okay, sorry.
Christian Coloco had 3 fouls, so we started Jordan Brown in the second half.
Okay.
Jay Gonzalez, go ahead.
Sean, when a team like UCLA is going on a run like that, what kinds of things do you try to do, or can you try to do, to stop that? And what things do you change to try and get out of that?
I mean, you play the ball screens, the pick and rolls differently, which we did. You mix in traps, maybe show them a different look defensively, which is zone. But I mean, you have to understand how small our team is with zone, and some of the same problems that you have against the man-to-man, you have against the zone. And our turnovers really hurt us. I know I harp on that quite a bit, but we just had some really poor turnovers. 16 turnovers coupled with how they performed on offense, made the final score what it was. But, when you're playing against a team like them, especially their offense and their efficiency and some of the problems we have against them, got to be really smart, take care of the basketball. And we didn't really have a good night on offense either. And I credit UCLA.
I was going to ask you, did you feel like they were hitting good, tough shots, or were they just getting open and hitting shots? Or a little of both, I guess.
It was big on small. They 6'5" on 6'2", 6'6" on 6'1", 5'10" on 6'3". And, I thought Kerr Kriisa did a really good job on a couple defensive possessions against Tiger Campbell, but he still made what you would consider maybe a tough 2 or a pull-up, but a lot of their pull-ups were uncontested. It's the weakness of our team, and, we can't change that right now.
All right, thank you.
Bruce Pasco, go ahead.
Sean, I was going to ask you about those turnovers too, but would you say specifically? I mean, you had your three key freshmen had, I think, 11 between them. Is that just kind of maybe a lesson learned for these guys? I mean, did you kind of feel like experience played a role in that too?
I mean, sure, it always does, but you're right. Azuolas had 4, but Azuolas was 8 for 12 from the floor. He had 8 rebounds. He had 18 points and 8 rebounds, and he had a tough time defensively, but so did a lot of other guys. I mean, if you look at his stat line, Azuolas played. He had 2 blocks, 18 points, 8 rebounds. 4 of those were offensive. He was 8 for 12 from the floor. But Ben obviously had a very tough night. 4 turnovers, didn't make a field goal, and Kerr had a couple turnovers that really aren't characteristic of him. And you're right, it added up to 16. And it's hard to talk about anything else because when a team shoots 73% from the floor in the second half, 4 for 5 from the foul line, 2 for 3 from 4 for 5 from 3, 2 for 3 from the foul line, and really I don't know if they had maybe 1 turnover. It's really hard to talk about anything, but yes, our turnovers did hurt us. And in the first half, our defense, that's why the game was 31-30. They were 13 of 34 from the floor. They were 0 for 10 from the 3. And, we had done a better job defensively, but second half, they wore us down.
I was going to say, did that compare at all to? I mean, it was sort of the other way around at McHale, I believe, that UCLA did really took it to you the first half. You guys defended them pretty well in the second, but they still pulled that one out. I mean, was the same kind of problems though, and in this one, would you think?
I think we were much better on offense in McHale. It was a higher scoring game,
Okay.
but no, we weren't very good on defense. And, I can't really say it's lack of effort. What can you do to change the tide? Sometimes, man, that O versus the X, it's a much, much bigger, more defined O. And, in the second half, we just didn't have an answer.
I was just wondering if I could ask about USC too, and just things don't get maybe any easier playing them too, and what can you kind of do to face them?
They have a different makeup on their team, but they're right now our conference's best team. So they played yesterday, and playing for a Pac-12 championship. And we have to play a great game. If we played a great game tonight, we might not have won, but we would have been right there. And like I said, if you watch the first half, it's kind of a typical UCLA Arizona game. Even the first 4 minutes of the second half, although I don't think we played well. But the last, 16 minutes or 12 of those 16 minutes, we just were overwhelmed. Again, we gave up 19 of 26 from the field.
Yeah.
Justin Spears, go ahead.
Coach, I noticed Dalen has really struggled scoring the ball really over the last month. Is that just a freshman wall, or what have you seen out of him?
Dalen's strengths right now are a lot of the other things. Scoring will come, but as you get deeper into conference play and scouting becomes even more relevant, and teams are well defined and playing hard. It's clearly a freshman sometimes has those moments, and a number of our freshmen didn't play well tonight.
I'm just curious, is it challenging for you? I mean, because you've never really been in this position where you don't have any postseason to look forward to, and the conference race is definitely out of reach for you. I mean, is it challenging to keep everyone kind of locked in?
Well, that is the challenge. Is it a challenge for me or our staff? Absolutely. Really the last 3 years, in the Pac-12, we've played 500 basketball. I think, after DeAndre and Alonzo and that group of guys left, we were the Pac-12 champions. That following year, we really started over, as you guys know, and I think we were 8-10 in the conference and lost in the first round of the Pac-12 tournament. A year ago, around this time, we were still playing for the Pac-12 championship, and we clearly were a tournament team. But at the end of the day, we were 10-8, and we won the Pac-12 tournament game we played. And you kind of look at where we're at right now. I think where we at 8-8 with 3 to go, and it's kind of where we've been. And we have to fix that, and this is the path that we're on towards doing that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
We'll start with Justin Spears.
Jordan, after such a fast start between Azuolas and James, why do you think you guys allowed UCLA to get back into the game?
They just played tough, They played hard, and they didn't give in when we got a run, and we just shared runs. So.
What's the team's mindset right now? Because the Pac-12 is kind of out of reach right now with only just a few games left. What's your overall mindset?
Just the next game and finishing the season strong.
Alec White, go ahead.
Yeah, Jordan, kind of piggybacking off what Justin asked, it's kind of been a rough month for you guys. Just how have you personally handled the rough losing streak here?
We're just battling, man. Taking it one game at a time and doing what we can to get better in practice.
And what did UCLA do tonight that hurt you guys in the second half?
They just played hard. They never gave up, and they hit shots.
Bruce Pasco, go ahead.
Yeah, Jordan, what the defense? You guys were really pretty good against them in the first half, and then just seemed to get away from you in the second half. Was there anything different they came out after halftime, or did fatigue set in, or what was the difference? Do you think?
I think they just started to hit shots. Like I feel like we still play defense. We all played hard on defense, and they just started hitting shots.
How did it compare? That game in McHale, they had a lot of success against you guys inside too. Did that second half remind you of that, or was it different the way it worked out this time?
I don't really understand the question.
Well, I mean, they had a lot of success against you at McHale both halves, but it seemed like you stopped that tonight, and then second half kind of got away. I didn't know if what they did in the second half tonight compared to last month, or how would you?
We just prepared in practice and stuff, and unfortunately, they started hitting more shots in the second half.
Anything too about Yaquez in particular that where he got hot like that?
He was just hitting shots, and we were playing defense. We had people in front of him, but he's just hitting.
Okay.
Justin Spears, go ahead.
And I know it's not an easy turnaround because you got to face USC and Evan Mobley and all those guys. How do you guys just stay ready, and what are you looking forward to most with the game coming up on Saturday?
Just learning from this game, our mistakes, and then focusing on the next game, doing better in that game than we did in this game, and just preparing.
Bruce Pasco, go ahead.
Well, Jordan, it kind of follows up on that question, but with kind of the reputation those guys have at USC, is it you kind of look forward to that, a chance to showcase yourself and kind of redeem yourself maybe against a team like that?
I think we're just ready to play, going over there and bouncing back after this game. And I think we're all ready to play.
Do you feel like, it seemed like when you came out early, they seem, you'd think on the surface, maybe they have more to play for than you guys do, but do you still feel like you guys are pretty motivated at this point? It certainly looked that way early anyway tonight.
Yeah, we still have motivation to play. We still have a lot to prove. I know it's only 3 games left, but a lot can happen in 3 games. And yeah.
Anything about your game too that you'd like to keep working on particularly?
Just overall, like everything, just continuing to get better every day, whether it's defense or offense, just working.
How would you kind of sum up the season for you so far, just getting out there again, kind of the big picture after, sitting out last year and how things have gone this year?
I kind of want to finish the season before, kind of drawing any conclusions to how the season went. But I think I learned a lot this season throughout it all.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
All right. Thank you, Jordan.
Yeah, thank you.